and welcome back to 12 Minutes with Berc. I'm your host, Berc, and today we are exploring the core skills you need to know: curiosity and continuous learning. These skills help people adapt to fast changing technologies and industries. By staying curious and open to learning, they stay competitive and innovative in rapidly evolving digital world. And today I will host a special guest who has profoundly shaped my perspective on humanity, society, and business. Today I will host a special guest who has profoundly shaped my perspective on humanity, society, and business. Faruk Eczacıbaşı is the president of the Turkish Informatics Foundation with the vision of technology for good, a non-governmental organization founded in 1995. In his book, It's Only the Beginning, he explores the opportunities and the challenges brought by technological advancements and discusses what the future may hold for the world, both its positive and negative aspects. Also, he's the founder of the B Note, a pioneering organization dedicated to reshaping the landscape of how we learn, work, and govern for a sustainable future. I'm thrilled to have Faruk Eczacıbaşı joining us today on 12 Minutes with Berc. Faruk, welcome. Our 12 minutes started.
Thanks, Berc. It's very nice to hear your voice.
As you can know, curiosity is often the root of innovation, also highlighted in the Keynote Manifest. How do you believe curiosity drives the necessary digital transformation and societal change that Keynote advocates?
First of all, Berc, thanks for the very good words you put at the very beginning. Let me get into the subject, as I think curiosity is a very touchy subject. First of all, we all consider it as very important ability which needs to be flourished, that's for sure. And we all need this ability as a baby and as a toddler, but somehow I think we manage it to erode it due to our social environment, but mainly due to the educational system. But if you manage it to keep on with today's information flow from all directions, I think it's very easy to get confused. Einstein said that I have no special talents, I'm only passionately curious. Well, I think it's an interesting situation. Either curiosity comes out of intelligence or vice versa. I guess at the very beginning of it, it's curiosity. Curiosity brings the intellect itself.
Like chicken egg relationship, huh?
Yes, exactly. It's a chicken and eggs relationship. And I think it's important to learn and teach yourself the discipline how to satisfy your curiosity and what information you take for yourself as available information or what you don't memorize and keep it under your head. I think in today's world, nobody is sufficient enough. You can't memorize everything and you can't learn it. I think for a curious person, the biggest problem is that every answer creates multiple new questions, and the problem is how to prioritize your questions rather than your answers. And it's important to use the narrative to create this priority. If you are committed to be a part of the solution to the future problems and dive deep into them, you have to learn how to limit yourself to be fully control of your interest area.
That's very comprehensive answer. Let's look at a bit for the life learning aspect. I would like to recall one of the statements that's said by Gandhi, which I really love to share right now. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were lived forever. So, in your experience, how does lifelong learning keep individuals adaptable and relevant in an ever-changing world?
Badge, I think the answer lies already in the context of the curiosity itself. You can consider curiosity easily as a curse. If you are curious as a persona, you are bound to lifelong learning anyway. I think the problem lies in being able to focus your curiosity and to be able to use it in your own area. If you have the necessary discipline to control your curiosity and focusing, I don't see too much of a difficulty to navigate yourself in a changing world. What you need is a vision or a narrative and navigate yourself towards it because it's a vast world. If you are curious enough, you just need to focus on yourself in some specific areas. And this needs a certain discipline. And it's, believe me, it's not easy.
It requires patience as well. And being curious, curiosity, adapting in your life requires an effort. And it's not easy work.
I think it needs mainly a discipline because you should know how to sacrifice some of your questions if you want to keep up with the changes. Your time is only 724. And from general cultural issues, art, sports, technical issues, everything, if all comes together and you are unavailable to keep them in control.
Before I bring the subject to Generation Z, as you know, the main audience of this podcast is Generation Z, I would like to recall one of the quote that you have done before. The most essential differences in the thought process of the post-internet generation is thinking exponentially. Whether positive or negative, the increasing speed of development forces us to all to a new way of thinking, whether we want or not. Bringing this context into question, Faruk, why do you think curiosity is considered a future of core skill, and how can Generation Z harness it to navigate the complexities of the 21st century?
I think, Berc, curiosity was always a core skill. It's not valid only for yesterday. I think the problem in the history was being not able to use curiosity sufficient enough, and the garbage can of history is full of ruins created by ignorant people. The problem for tomorrow is that not only curiosity itself, it's the unlimited sources which should satisfy your curiosity at all. You have to find the right sources for your curiosity. It's not only curiosity per se. There are so many people in the world who are really curious, but at the end of the day, they get confused. That shouldn't be the purpose. You have to have the way to find how to focus yourself in one specific area, and that should be, I think, the things you are most interested in. So, what are you living for? At the end of the day, you create a purpose, you have a purpose. You have to navigate yourself towards this purpose, and you have to canalize your curiosity towards those interest areas. Otherwise, you will never be able to comply with it.
My final question will be based on the context of the B note. As you know, it was founded by you, and I was humbled to be part of the founding team around 6 years ago.
Of course, you are.
And we were, able to develop a manifest together, and which had three aspects: one, flexibility, convergence, and the network mindset that aimed to lead Generation Z to be adapting themselves in the future of, I would say, future of life. So within this context, Faruk, what advice would you give to young people, Generation Z, who want to cultivate their curiosity, lifelong learning, and commit their personal and professional life at their best?
Okay, that's a very good question. If I only knew the answer, Berch. But my opinion is, first of all, we traditionally are all educated in silos. It all goes all the way from primary education to academia. History is history, geography is geography, literature is literature, and mechanical engineering is mechanical engineering. I don't think that's valid anymore. This needs to be changed, and everybody needs to create kind of an interdisciplinary approach in his own focus area. And that means in whatever area you feel your strength, you have to put your different interest areas and create your own niche. And be strong in that. And believe me, if you think enough, you'll find this a personal niche. And this is, I mean, if you are educated in being a, let's say, a mechanical engineer, you consider yourself one of the thousand mechanical engineers. But if you are able to create your own area, let's put it mechanical engineering, and you speak Spanish, and you know basketball, and you are using, let's say, Perplexity in the best grade. You are very convenient in using the new AI languages. And so, if you think enough, you'll be able to find your own playground to dive deep into it. And at that point, you are strong enough to create your own area and compete with that. This is what next generation needs for the future, I think. This is, in my opinion, the most important part. Be interdisciplinary, focus on your purpose, whatever purpose it is, and deep dive into it. I think that's the way I find as a solution for the future.
Faruk, thank you. Our 12 minutes ended.
Thank you very much, Berc. It was very nice to be together with you.
We have hosted Faruk Eczacıbaşı today and talked about curiosity and continuous learning. Thank you for tuning into 12 Minutes with Berc. Stay tuned for our next episode. This podcast brought to you by One Network and the B-Note, platforms dedicated to fostering innovation and excellence in business. See you next time on 12 Minutes with Berc.